tour of Prepsheets. And the easiest way to get to know the system is to set up a recipe. So I'm in my test account here and I'm going to create a recipe for a coffee and walnut cake. It's not going to be a full recipe, and I'm going to click new for new recipe. I'm going to type in my title, which is coffee and walnut cake. If I want to categorize this cake, say as in cakes, I can add a tag here. I start to type what I want it to be, and there is one called cakes already. So if I pick something like sponge cakes, you can see there isn't one, but I can create it on the fly, which is what's quite nice about Prepsheets. Okay, so at this point, we are going to add a section here, and we're going to say for the sponge. So again, when you're using Prepsheets, you can do your section. So we'd have for the cream and to serve. Add in here, and I'm going to put in, say, walnuts pieces. I'm going to put in caster sugar. I'm going to put in, I'm not going to put in everything, butter. I'm going to put in eggs, bananas, and I'm going to put in, I think I'm going to put in milk, full fat milk, I'd say actually it would be under. There we go, whole full fat milk. And then I'm going to do one that doesn't exist, so espresso. So we don't have espresso in as an ingredient, so we are going to have to put that in. So it says, it gives me the option here, create new ingredient, espresso. So I'm going to put that in here. My supplier. So again, we're going to type in a new supplier to show you how you'd create a supplier. So this will be test supplier. So this supplier is now in. It costs me €10, we just say. The code is 111222. So again, whatever your supplier code is, this is how you buy it. So it's 100, I'll put in €1 and we'll put it in for 100 grams. Okay, so that's how much it costs me for 100 grams. So if we don't know the nutritional for coffee, we can look it up here and it will take it from the United States database. So I click in my espresso here and I now have all the details that I need for this ingredient. So now we can create new, and that's in my system. We can go back to my recipe, my walnut cake, and we can add in our espresso. ESP or E, and here's our espresso with the test supplier. Done. So now we put in the how much of each I'm going to put in. So I'm going to do 50 grams of walnuts. I'm going to do 225 grams of caster sugar, 225 grams of butter. I'm going to do 4 eggs, and I'm going to do 30 mils of milk, and I'm going to put in my espresso, we will say 20 grams of espresso, because I was buying it in grams. So it has now told me the cost of each of these line items within my cake, and it's also told me the calories of everything in my cake. But what it's also done is it's told me my allergens. So it's saying you've got the allergen egg in here from the ingredient whole egg, you have the allergen milk in here from both the butter ingredient and the full fat ingredient, and you have the allergen walnut from the walnut pieces. So the allergens are linked back to my ingredient, which means that if your ingredient changes, you can change your ingredient and your recipe is corrected. So at this point, we know we're going to choose our VAT rate. So we're going to sell, this is a cake, but we're going to sell it as part of a meal. So it'll be 9% VAT, and the selling price here. So I need to put in a picture. So if I put in a picture of my cake here, I have one already set up. So this is what it's going to look like. And we can say this is a batch recipe. So what that means is we can say this yields 8 slices. So now it's telling me that the unit cost is 39 cents, but that's because I haven't got the flour or a lot of the other ingredients in yet. So we will say we sell this at $4.50, which is obviously outrageous because I don't have the proper pricing, but just to give you an idea. So this is saying that my margin it takes the VAT away. So it says it's $4.10 to the company. After VAT has been paid to the government, so your margin will be 89.96%. It also says that this batch will give me 810 grams, and the weight of each slice will be 101 grams. And then I can have my nutritionals for the 810 grams full cake or per slice. And that way then you can give this information to your customers if you want to. So that's pretty much it in a whistle-stop tour. So thanks for your time and watching this short video. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask.